From the most vicious knockouts in combat sport to the thrilling high-speed battles that leaves your inside without support to the insane plays on the basketball court. Hastro Bros talk sports. So welcome Hastro family to another Hardwood and Astroturf talk show where we talk sports. This week we got a nice special episode for all basketball fans. It's going to be riddled with basketball talk today. A couple of mention of other sports later on, but yeah, it's going to be mainly basketball today. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Thank you for joining us, those of you who are live right now with us. Before we get into it, as always, we can check in with the Hastro Bros and see how everyone's doing. Right, Vaughn, my brother.
Yes, sir.
How's life, man?
I'm just see a little snotty. You might hear me snorting. Shorty thing. What's it say? Dripping, boy. But outside of that, I good. I good. My vacation soon out, unfortunately, but time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. Um,
As usual.
Glad to got my system back up and running after a scare this week, but
Yeah,
we here, so that means that means being business.
nice,
Yes,
nice.
sir.
Sir Coates,
Yes, sir.
how you doing, my brother? How was the week?
Had a pretty good week, huh? So had a pretty damn good week, I gotta lie. No USC this weekend, unfortunately, so that may be a tad bit sad, but we get to some basketball.
Nice, nice. All right, people. So before any further talk, we can just get right into it. We can start with our predictions from last week. This is Sixers versus Warriors. You want to start us off, right on?
Yeah, I don't think it was really a big competition. The thing about the Sixers for the week, so well, for the past few weeks, actually they've lost a lot of games, a lot of games, and that's due to the fact that Embiid was out with COVID for a while. He only came back yesterday to play against the Timberwolves, and Tobias Harris was out for some time. They just didn't have the consistency in terms of their starting five and the roster and whatnot. So they basically had a bunch of bench guys playing against the Warriors, and they ain't cutting it right now. The Warriors on too much of a height, too much firepower all over the court, offense, defense. They haven't really,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
haven't really had a chance, truthfully. But it was a decent game, relatively competitive to some extent, but the
Considering
Warriors,
the players,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. Considering the players, Tyrese Maxey been looking really nice, really nice. I think you could see that he even, I guess, double downs on the fact that they don't really need the one called Ben Simmons. So
Mhm.
he's been really showing up. He hasn't been averaging like an enormous amount of points, but has been steady contributing to the team, facilitating the offense, dictating the pace of the offense as a true point guard should. Love to see it from
Yeah.
him, but they didn't really have it in them to knock off the Warriors, truthfully. And Seth
Yeah,
Curry
yeah,
didn't really
wow.
have a great game either. I thought he would have been
Mhm.
the one to really. Well, he did have a good game. Let me not say it. He did have like 27 points, but I mean, I felt as though he playing against my brother would have, pushed him to maybe have a 30 bomb or something like that, but it didn't end up happening. But the result
Maybe he
is
was holding off. Who knows?
holding off. That's the head telling you. That's the head telling you the one chance. Like Steph don't really got a legacy on his own. Like if you get what I'm saying, it's like
Yeah.
he can always be under his brother's shadow, and if it's one chance that he could get to actually to show up and show is when he play his brother. Get one up on him.
Oh, you
Yeah.
meant Seth. I thought you
Yeah,
said Steph.
yeah, no,
My
no,
bad, my
no,
bad.
no, no.
My bad.
So I feel like those games when they go against each other is the opportunity for him to to really get some shine on his name instead. But
Mhm.
it didn't happen the way that I was expecting. The Warriors come up with the win. They are 17-2 on the season. I see a start that they're on pace for that 73-9 record. I don't think they would get it truthfully, but they're on pace for it. So I mean, there is a chance that it happens, but I feel like that's how they are lately.
Who you think are the teams that will be able to stop them in the tracks? Probably
Right now the
make them stop
Suns.
short.
Right now the Suns.
Yeah.
Not that's a kind of a preview of what is going to be the matchup next week that we can predict. The Suns versus the Warriors. That should be exciting. The two
Yeah,
best
for
teams in the
sure.
NBA going head to head. outside of that, truthfully, like the Suns and the Warriors have been the only team that have been like consistently good for the start of the season.
That's
Like
true.
even in
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
East, like there's been a lot of up and down, and like even though the Nets on top of the leaderboard, like we feel like the Nets haven't been as dominant as they could been. Like
Yeah.
their record don't reflect how they have been playing at all.
Yeah.
Like that's the truth.
I mean, if everybody playing horrible too,
Yeah,
I guess the best horrible team yet to be at the top.
yeah, exactly. The best of the
Yeah.
worst.
Exactly, exactly. Um, the other one that we had for the matchup was Heat versus Bulls, which I thought was a very good game.
Mhm.
Defensive wise, both teams did a really good job in trying to hold off the other team.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that?
Well, truthfully, I ain't gotta watch match, boy. I tell you, like, I
Oh,
ain't gotta watch it, but
I think Heat won by 3 points or
yeah,
something
they
like
did.
that.
I saw the
Yeah.
stats. Kyle Lowry for the win. Um,
I was just gonna
yeah,
say Kyle Lowry showed up when he
yeah,
was supposed to. I was thinking in my head that if Kyle Lowry didn't shoot those trees when he had to,
hmm
that the Bulls probably would have got the better hand of the Heat.
hmm
But um, in my opinion, the the game was pretty good. Like I said, like by third quarter or something,
hmm
they haven't broken 100 points or near
yeah.
100 points
It's
or something like that.
one of those
Yeah,
grinded out type of games. Yeah,
yeah,
I did
exactly.
check the score and it was like 80-80. That might have been in the same third quarter, and
Hmm.
it seemed like a slugfest, truthfully. But
Yeah, for
that's how
sure.
the Heat have been playing for most of the game. Um, I guess leading their charge with their defense, truthfully, because as I said, the offense
Hmm.
is where they've got little hiccups. Um,
Yeah.
but both teams have been great defensively for the whole year so far, especially the Bulls. And a lot of people thought coming into the season that we got all these offensive players on the Bulls, and where the defense is going to, where is the defense going to be? And so far, the Bulls have proved that they could be in the top 10 in defense, given their
Hmm.
personnel or given them what we seen NBA wide as offensive personnel on the floor. So two of the
Yeah.
best defensive teams in the NBA going head to head, you're going to get that 90s basketball back into play, barely
Yeah, for
breaking
sure.
100. Um, but what you can say is Kalori has been like when he is on, he has been instrumental, truthfully, to the success
Hmm.
of the Heat. He's been the one that been, I guess, carrying the well. He's been the identity of the offense. I think that's a better way to put it. When he's on,
Hmm.
they are hitting on all cylinders. They are flowing. The offense doesn't look stagnant. Um, Nobody isn't holding the ball. He goes into that point guard mode to a certain extent. I
Yeah.
find that people underrate that about him. Truthfully, um, truthfully, like when we think about it, what would you say Kalari is known for? Is known for?
Facilitating.
I
In my opinion,
yeah,
like
fair enough.
he does more of facilitating than
hmm
he shoots. Like
Yeah.
that's the first thing he does. Like
hmm
he looks for players that are free.
hmm
If he has to shoot, he'll shoot.
Fair enough. All right. What do you think? What do you think that Kalari is known for? Goods.
Yeah, facilitating. Also
Yeah.
facilitating. Yeah.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
fair enough.
We
I
which
know
we
when he was at Raptors, he was known for his defense, like
Right. That's what I
getting
was
those
saying.
screening
Right.
fouls and stuff like that. Those
Yeah.
offensive fouls,
I
I
just
should say.
I just feel like the image of him is like more of a grinder on defense in terms of
Hmm.
he could guard anybody. He could guard big players even though he's small.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
and
bit more.
yeah, like a pit bull. And I guess the impact that his offense has has been overshadowed by that image that has been portrayed
Yeah.
of him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I
um,
guess he doesn't need to do it as much, right?
yeah, because you got all them dogs on your team. You
Yeah,
got
you
Jimmy
got Bam,
Butler,
you got Jim.
PJ Tucker.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it should open up the floor to him to put a more emphasis on offense, truthfully. But as I
Yeah.
said, he hasn't been that good in terms of scoring, and I think they need the scoring, truthfully. Even though Tyler Hero has been leading the league in bench points, 7 30-point games off the bench for the season, still a
Hmm.
flamethrower. I ain't sure what was his
Yeah.
stat line in that game yesterday. Um, but I'm pretty sure he contributed in some way or the other. He wasn't terrible. Um,
But question before we get too far though, because I know we were just talking about like you just mentioned Kyle Lowry's shooting isn't up to par for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
But is it that his shooting is not there, or that he's focusing more on facilitating than shooting, or he's not shooting as much, or
I
whatever?
I think it's a bit of both. I don't think
Mm,
I don't think he's shooting as much, and then at the same time when he is shooting, he's not really scoring them. So
right.
mm, he, I guess this is the one game with the exception, um, where I can say that he probably did shoot more than that he was normally doing, but
Mm.
Mm,
he was still facilitating. I think I don't know, I think he led the team in points. Well, almost 19 points for that game.
yeah.
Um, actually, Taylor Hero didn't play that game.
They're throwing somebody out of the game right here.
And I lost that game.
Uh,
No.
no,
They won by 3
They won by
points.
3.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Hero didn't play it. He was out due to some type of soreness. It said. Um, but I guess it was a balanced effort from the
Must have been
team.
grinding in the gym.
There's about no, maybe.
He has to deny
About five
the
people,
floor here.
about 5 people with in double figure points, which is good. Um, so a pretty balanced effort from the Bulls. I guess Zach was a little off. He had 16 points on 16 shots, not very efficient. Um,
Right.
yeah, Vucevic first, I think this is his first or second game back from being out for a bit. Wasn't very. He didn't take a lot of shots either.
Yeah, but that
But
speaks to the Heat defense
I was
too,
just I
right?
was about to say is he's probably behind him, probably behind him locked up. That's all.
Yeah.
In the chamber, man. Um, but yeah, but the results from the predictions, I guess it speaks for itself. We all picked the same thing. We thought the Bulls would have come out to this one.
Yeah.
So we all take an L on that one, and
Yeah. The Heat turn up.
yeah, it was narrow victory, but victory nonetheless. And the Warriors, we all would have predicted that correctly.
Yeah.
So we
But
still,
just a point on the Bulls and the Heat
Mhm.
matchup too. From the get go, we already knew it was going to be a close.
yeah,
game.
for sure,
Yeah.
We
for
already
sure.
knew
That
it
was,
was going to be
yeah,
back and forth and stuff. So
it was a tough one to
I
call,
mean,
really and truly.
yeah, if it had went either way, I probably wouldn't be even upset
Yeah.
that I chose one team over the other.
Yeah, fair enough,
So,
fair
yeah.
enough. But yeah,
I upset though. I
wait.
closed the gap.
You should have gone
Well,
against
I
one.
just can't tell you, you like to go against the green. You should have just gone against it. It would have been victorious in this one. So yes, listeners, just gonna post the prediction standings after the stream. So just keep an eye out to see who's on top. You know who's already on top. Not
I
trying
heard
to
him,
grow.
man. I heard him, man.
Not trying to grow, but know who's already on top.
So we can move into the segment who's hot and who's not. We know that Suns and Warriors been doing their thing,
Yeah.
but for who's not hot right now,
Yeah.
Cavs. Like-
Yeah. It was okay.
Cavs haven't been hot for 3 years. So it's been-
But I mean,
we know what they are.
but they are 500 right now for this season, 10 out of 10, and a lot of people they started out the season pretty good. Like nobody expected them to be so good at all. Period. We thought that they would have been in the bottom. Well, I mean, they're kind of still in the bottom half, but like scraping the barrel at the end, like number 15,
Yeah.
number 14, number 13, and that 12 to 15 range in the season. But that hasn't been the case. I think that has a lot to do with the rookie, Evan Mobley. Really up there defensive level. Like last year, Cal was at the bottom of the league in defense for sure, and his impact on defense is tremendous. But I can say reason why they have not maintained the record. He was out for a couple of games, the last few games, and since he's been out, the loss column just keep getting bigger and bigger. Truthfully, and
I mean, losing 5 out of 6 games
Yeah.
last
Yeah, the last 6 games, like
Yeah, that's terrible.
yeah, and I think it's a matter of them coming back to earth too, truthfully, because as I said, the expectation for the Cavs ain't really there. They got some decent players on the team, like they decent to good, not great players in any
Stretch
right. Yeah,
imagination.
like I guess the most great player that they have might be Rubio, in the sense that he's a facilitation. You know, Rubio can drop their dimes, like, but outside of that, they don't really have anyone to really show about. And on
They don't
top of
have any
that, yeah,
specialists.
yeah. Well, they have
Yeah,
specialists, but they don't have any, like, stars, I would say. And I guess they're close to star player out for the season.
them got role players, but them ain't got specialists. That's what you're trying to say.
Well, yeah,
Them got
they,
people
that would
like
that would
for certain
yeah,
things, but
correct.
they don't got specialists like Steph Curry's a
Yeah,
specialist, or you know what I mean?
fair enough. I I think it's just, yeah. I could call it as a group of role players in a sense.
Hmm.
Um,
A team.
yeah, a group of role players, but I mean, like, you know what I mean. Them ain't got none of them
Yeah.
Boniface superstars
Hmm.
that can come out today and get you 20 every night, or give you 15, well, 20 and 10, or you know 20, 10 and 5 assists every night. Nobody like that. Like,
No.
Right.
somebody can just magically just come with one and start lanes from nowhere at some point in the season, and you gotta count on that. Like, and that ain't really something that you want to count on as a team. Um,
Correct.
and then on top of that, as I say, like, they're close. The person closest to that out for the entire season, Colin Sexton. I think he has some ACL tear. I think it is. Um,
Yeah, the issue.
yeah.
Injuries.
So yeah, it's tough to see him. Tough to see him going on like that. But like, I think coming into the season, all the NBA players know, like, somebody will get hurt. I just hope that it won't be me. It probably that's what they'll be saying in their head, but
Hmm.
it can happen. Like, inevitable, truthfully. If we could have had a season with everybody else healthy, that'd probably be the most lit season ever, truthfully.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Truthfully
for
honest.
sure.
And speaking of injuries, we could probably just segue right into the Nuggets. Right now, the
Hmm.
Nuggets are depleted. Like, Jokic had been carrying them for the season with all their injuries, but right now Jokic out himself. So the Nuggets just in a sad, sad, sad spot. Like,
Yeah.
Murray ain't coming back anytime soon. I don't know how soon Jokic can come back. Um, I don't think the team know how soon Jokic can come back, and they don't really got a lot of players to weather the storm like that. Like, right now they're playing
Hmm.
ball, all sorts, all sorts of people that a lot of people don't even know.
But we'll get the
Scars.
chance to shine.
Yeah,
So
I hopefully
I guess
capitalize on it.
yeah, hopefully.
Um,
But I mean, he probably wasn't playing for a reason too.
yeah,
So.
yeah, because they had good players
Mhm.
that he couldn't get, like, the minutes over. But then lost 6 in a row, and I think that is pretty expected. But I don't even know what would be the solution for them. Like, I could say Aaron Gordon would need to step up, but truthfully, when Aaron Gordon was on the Magic, it was like they thought that he was one of those guys that you could build your team around, and he'd be the
Mhm.
kind of star player for their team. But over time, we realized that that's not Aaron Gordon. That's definitely not him. He's a good role player, a good side piece.
But not a
But not,
star.
not a star, not a star, and I guess he's going to be cast into that role now, and I don't think the Nuggets will be very successful with that going forward. So I think we can see that losing streak extend, because, as I say,
Mhm.
like, all their best players are suffering with some sort of injury or some sort of setback right now.
Right. We could talk about Lakers too.
The
The
Lakers have been a total
expectation.
mess. You never gonna say that. The Lakers have been an absolute mess. Uh, like, usually you think that LeBron will come back and be Superman, the savior, the chosen one, and save the day, but the
Mhm.
team, the team has just been horrible. They can't stop nobody on defense. Anthony Davis is supposed to be this top 75 player, and I don't know. Anthony Davis seem out of it.
Yeah,
The
felt
worst.
like a big pole just moving around in paint, really.
What's being the worst jump shooter in the NBA right now, and is supposed to be a top 75 player.
Yeah.
Come
Not a
on,
good
man.
look.
Not a good look. And
The
then,
man that bring the championship to, well, help bring championship to
yeah,
Lakers too,
yeah, and
and
when,
then to
when,
have this season is
Yeah, like and then my thought was, all right, when LeBron come back, I feel like LeBron is kind of amplify Anthony Davis, and
Hmm.
that hasn't really been the case so far, truthfully. Uh, like I don't know what it is with him. And then he could be on the post game press conferences talking about he feel like they could win like 15 in a row if they decide to like so you telling me that y'all don't decide to know like
Y'all
what
don't decide to win. What?
like decide to know y'all look bad y'all look bad right now like jeez oh my god I could see it though a little bright spot Westbrook has been a little bit better to a certain extent not as good as he should or could be um, but he has
I think
been
Russ will get his though. Honestly,
yeah
like
you
the
think
type of
about
player that
Russ
he is,
yeah mhm.
and the kind of drive that he has, and the passion that he has for the sport, I think he will get his.
He will get
Um,
his, but the thing about Russ is not that the fact he will get his. It's about how he's going
mm,
to get his, and
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
the whole will impact the team. How he get
mhm.
his doesn't always lead to team success. If you get what I'm saying, like
That's
the
true. That's true.
decisions that he makes, like I gotta say, like Russell gotta be one of the worst decision making point guards of all time. Truthfully, like that's pretty bold, but I don't know. Many times I see he turning over the ball into
Maybe the
bad.
role doesn't suit him.
Maybe, but then at the same time, that's the only role that he tries in. Like when he has the ball, so it's like the only role that he suits is if he got a team that a bunch of role players that he could just he's the only star and he could just go 100% every night as he does really and truly. One thing you can't knock him for is a lack of effort. Like he goes out every single night, compete, give 100%, and
Mhm.
I guess something that's be his downfall because he's with it going boom 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 at top 10 speed, but don't take a chance to slow down and say, all right, maybe I should do this instead. It's like
Mhm.
yeah, helter skelter all over the place, and the Jersey Bunny. Um, but he has been better. I don't know. I guess LeBron can go into God mode and carry them to a better seed at this point because
Mhm.
LeBron could do it. LeBron could do it this year.
I feel like LeBron days are carrying them Cavs teams, kind of
Catch up.
yeah, kind of catching up to he know. I don't think he should have to do it given the personnel. Truthfully, like this is 80 time to shine
Right.
and be
But
the one
can he?
carrying, and he ain't showing that he could be the one to shine.
I was going to ask an even more alarming question as it
Hmm.
relates to LeBron. I
Right?
was thinking if you guys feel this is the beginning of the end of
Beginning
LeBron.
it was a while ago.
I can't say a while ago, man, because I feel like
Yeah, because
LeBron.
the man just won a championship the
Yeah,
previous
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
so
But we see like a decline in what he does. So
yeah.
he's more reserved. I'm more. This is the LeBron from 7 years ago or
No,
whatever. We see a
definitely not.
different version of. See a different
yeah,
version of LeBron. So
Yeah,
yeah, he modeled his game differently, and
yeah.
he's still able to be efficient, effective.
Hmm.
But no, we started to see even that this newer version be less efficient and less effective. In
Yeah,
that opinion, is what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah.
that's a fair point.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I can't say that he is to the point where he's like,
Yeah, he had
for his
that
age,
that
yeah, for
dog.
his
Yeah,
age and where he's at, that is that's absolutely phenomenal. Like, I mean, people have been a lot of guys get to this age, they'd already knees can't hold up. They're really playing any games, playing 20 minutes a night, etc., etc. And he's still going through strong. So,
he spent a
um,
lot of money on recovery though,
exactly. Well,
which is
hey,
should do it
Bar up
right.
the game.
exactly. If he's making that bank, then why the hell not? My buddies was
All
paying
right,
me.
that's true. All right, let me transition to who's hot. We know the Suns hot. We know
Yeah,
Warriors hot.
it sounds scorching.
Bucks. What do you think about the Bucks?
I think it was just due time. I feel like a lot of people wasn't really stressing about the Bucks coming back up because they know that a few of their starters were injured. And I guess they got the confidence of of being the NBA champions from last season. The people,
Mhm.
so I guess a lot of people not worrying too much. So they're finding the groove. Giannis been averaging 27, 8, about 5, 6 assists for the season already. So Giannis has been Giannis. Um, I it was just a matter of time, truthfully, before they find a groove. It's just a matter of seeing if they can stick with it. Um,
Mhm.
I feel like they're probably end up being the top seed at the end of the season, truthfully. So look out for a big win streak for for the Bucks coming up. I would say they might dial it back a bit because of the fact that they played a whole lot last season. But I still feel they will still get the top seed though, given how the Nets have been playing. I don't see a team in the East that has been totally dominant. Like say for instance how the Phoenix have been, how the Suns have been so far, and just demolishing every team in their path.
Yeah, I mean, Suns on a serious win streak right now.
Yeah,
Like a
16.
16 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, 16 game win streak.
Yeah, like
That's impressive.
it is. Like, not many teams even get a 10. Like, that's crazy. A lot of people don't realize how hard that is to do. And I hear some talks about the fact that they haven't been getting a lot of recognition from the media, which is partially true.
True.
And I think that's been the case for that specific team for a little while because of where they came from. But they had one of the biggest turnarounds in terms of winning record from last year and stuff like that, like that CP3 impact. And I feel like during that time they got the recognition, but I don't know why the recognition isn't there as it should be. Like a lot of people, I guess, the Warriors have taken the spotlight. I mean, the Warriors in the spotlight, regardless of how ever good any other team is doing, they will be in the spotlight because of Steph Curry and Clay, and well, mainly Steph Curry, truthfully. And like, last week we was talking about the fact that Steph Curry was going to other arenas, away arenas, and fans happy for him. Like the same concept applies to the media, and people just love them some Steph Curry, truthfully.
Yeah.
So,
But like this might be a blessing for the Suns because they can focus on basketball and not have to deal with any other questions and queries from the media.
but no,
right?
but I guess then the problem with being glorified, like then the problem.
Yeah, true.
But I guess the benefits of being on the radar is when things go bad. I would say, like, when things go bad, then like and you got less attention on you, the better it is for you to focus on basketball because I think like if the Warriors going to lose their streak now, like they can be the focus of attention even more. So this like, yeah, that's a benefit of being on the radar. But I'm pretty sure if the Suns going to lose their streak themselves, they will get the microscope on them too, even though the microscope isn't on them in their winning.
Nice.
Yeah.
We can move on to the most outstanding game of the week. We know like this matchup shouldn't really be the most outstanding game of the week considering the names and the kind of I don't know what to call it, like recognition that follows these names, but Lakers and Pacers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing about it, this going back to LeBron though. After talking about how he declined, like this is a game that LeBron back that trash Lakers team that existing right now. It was just I think it was double overtime. I think it was, but nonetheless, and I think no, it actually was only one overtime, and LeBron just carried them in that game. He scored 6 of the 12 points in the quarter, and then just the last 3 buckets it was just his. And this is in relation to what Cody was talking about with reinventing a game and what's not. 2 3-pointers and a fadeaway jumper. Like LeBron is known to be a freight train to the basket, and you see, as you say, he has reinvented his game so that he could become a better shooter, and he was just doing that stupid look at his hand shooting tree that I don't know how everybody's always fall for every single time, but it scores though, it scores, and he was just cutting up. So kudos to LeBron. I know the Lakers are bad, but I'd love to see a game like that, and love to see a player take over in a tough situation, in a tough moment. And LeBron has historically, LeBron has historically been a clutch player, and I don't understand why people don't see it. But not even just clutch in terms of actually scoring the ball, like getting people the ball to score. Like
Right.
LeBron is just one of the clutches ever in crunch time, truthfully, and I don't think he gets enough credit for it. For
I
real.
think he already got his credit, to be honest. Like the amount of times that he probably had to do it with Cavs and stuff like that.
Yeah, boy.
He got it already. People don't expect anything less, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. I guess that's
To
it.
me, LeBron's getting way more hate than he deserves.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know why LeBron's get hit. That's the thing.
I, I, I was a former LeBron hater like you, but look, really, really and truly like, looking at the man's career thoroughly and stuff. Wait.
Yeah,
I don't,
exactly.
we really should be just appreciating LeBron's greatness when he's still here and
Yeah.
what he was doing.
Yeah,
There's no I don't see the reason to be hating LeBron's basketball game at all.
I don't know.
At all. It just,
You know the chief,
it was cool to hate him.
the chief. Here to Skip Bayless. I don't know. The
Yeah.
man is playing anyway and anything to talk about LeBron. Anything, and it's so stupid. But I guess is the man trying to make him money, truthfully. So if he's making him money being a LeBron hater, then hey, why the hell not? But I can't help but agree with you. Like there's like so much this man is due, and I feel like his supporters, the number of supporters that he got enough haters so much, like, and it don't really make much sense. It's truthfully,
Thanks,
like,
yeah.
and I can't find a reason to explain it or whatever the case may be. Like that's just the case it is, and like the contrary or the opposite person to that is just like Steph Curry. Steph Curry is a good
Curry,
example.
yeah.
Like the man barely got any haters. It's just a few, and the man just got a whole people. But I guess it coming back down to being relatable. Like Steph Curry is the closest thing to a regular man being a superstar in terms of physique, and what's not. So I
Yeah.
guess relatability. LeBron is a physical freak, really and truly.
He's a specimen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
saying that he's been in a lab.
Yeah.
So I can understand in that aspect, but still, it's basketball players
think-
and most basketball players are like,
I think people might hate LeBron because in them subconscious mind they might think he's unfair. I guess to the league,
fair.
you know, because ain't nobody big like he's move like he
Yeah,
and got the kind of skill set that he has, right?
Yeah.
So, but that man put in the work. That man deserves to be praised for what he's bringing to the NBA. To be honest,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And he's definitely led an era and probably paved the way for more people that coming into the NBA to
Oh, for sure.
even play more aggressively or
Mhm.
expand the game and be able to play different roles and stuff like that. So
For sure.
hats off to LeBron, man, for
For
sure.
sure.
LeBron played through 19 years. They got people literally walking the earth right now that don't know NBA without LeBron.
Exactly.
Kidding me?
I'm pretty sure my grandfather knows LeBron James. Like he can't name anybody else, but he could tell you he knows who LeBron James is.
Yeah.
Talent.
Well, I think with that we can just take a break right now, and then we can come back. We can talk about our matchups, our prediction matchups for the week. We're gonna talk more LeBron, not in the best light, and and we're gonna talk about the most outstanding player. More of that coming to you guys. So stay tuned, and yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Put some comments also in the comment section. We'll read those, and if they're worthy of mentioning, we'll definitely mention them when we come back. We are back, people. We are back to talk a little bit more NBA. Let me get right into it, Rayvon. Player of the week, or most outstanding player of the week.
Yeah, I gotta get this one to Trey Young. Truthfully, he's been this quarter good. Truthfully, he's been under the radar, quietly balling out. Over the past week, it was just 30 point game, 30 point game, 30 point game. Over the last 4 games, he would have averaged 31 points, almost 9 assists, and a small man getting out there getting boards, 4 rebounds. Um,
Hmm.
they lost last night. They were on a 7 game winning streak until that loss. But the Hawks have really, at the beginning of the season, we were talking about how they've been. They
That's so.
came out the gates pretty slow. So
Hmm.
Trey has been finding his groove. And actually, I think they played the Knicks last night. I think they
Yeah,
played the
the
Knicks last
Knicks.
night. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's probably a fun. You gotta watch it, but um, he
Trey
didn't
was hitting
perform.
last night too, but
I
it
guess.
wasn't as
Mhm,
as much. But he was hitting
mhm,
still. Like the man be pulling up from deep,
yeah.
then he be splashing trees from deep. I feel like he's a part of Steph Curry, and he's
Uh huh.
somewhere somehow,
Yeah, for
because
sure.
he's pulled up from anywhere now, and he's just splashing trees.
Yeah.
Um, can't get this guy too much room, in my
None.
opinion.
Nah.
Yeah, he can definitely, and he's not afraid to drive for the basket either.
Uh-huh.
So he got a good skill set there
Yeah.
going for him.
Yeah. Like he's like for a small man, He's be going to the hoop. Truthfully, but I get.
Yeah,
But he got a strong flow of the game. So like while he on that move, he could just start. You
that's
ain't able to
his
get
thing.
he can
That's
just
his
drop the flow. You
thing.
ain't able to get a chance to contest it because like that's one of the hardest basketball shots to guard
Shots.
in my
Yeah.
opinion. Is like
Hmm.
if you could get that shot down, like that could be a deadly weapon to your arsenal. So Trey on the floor of the game is tough. And then not on top of that, he can drive and he can kick it out or drive and alley oop. Got them big guys out there dunking all over people. John Collins, especially, this be the
John
beneficiary.
Collins was
Yeah,
a force.
yeah,
Yeah.
the beneficiary. How much he had last night? I know
I'm
that they
not sure how
play.
much he had.
I know that they play, but I didn't check the game truthfully. Um, but I know that Trey been hooping, and he ain't getting as much love as he should. But when you don't get love from the general media, you ain't get it from Hastra Bros. That's what. So um, kudos to him for bringing the Hawks up to the depths of the Eastern Conference standings, and yeah, putting them on a path to be a higher seed in the East going forward. I think we can see some wearing streets coming out of them because they're playing with some good cohesion and what's not. But outside of that, a close person that was in the running for most outstanding player this week is Devin Booker. Um, 30 point games of the last games that they have for this week. He was just cooking. Like that is the Devin Booker that we know. I mean, he wasn't really doing much else, truthfully, if you ask me. But
Yeah, yeah.
Mans gets buckets.
Consistent, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Consistent. He's consistent.
Mans gets buckets. And the thing with it, he don't even need to have a big night win. In terms of sharing the ball, I mean, Chris Paul they're dropping 14 and 15 and 18 assists and thing. So it's like, all right,
Master
well,
facilitator.
it's true. It's true. No one can compare. Like he just go out there and get his buckets. Like, and that's the thing. Like, having a team that could maximize your skill set. Um,
Mhm.
like I feel like for a long time the Suns had to be Devin Booker had to be the everything for the Suns, and just having that flexibility and that ease to sit back and just focus on let me see how I can slice up this defense. you know like,
Yeah, yeah.
so a good week for him. He was averaging like 30 a game over the past week. So kudos to him, and as I say, he's a big reason why they're on that main street also. um, just serving us some points.
Right. Um, we've been talking a whole lot about LeBron tonight, and
Yeah.
it's like just praising him for what he's done for the NBA. But there was an incident this week when he elbowed Isaiah.
Is that sure?
Like, yeah, just give us your thoughts about that incident.
Yeah. um, I just think it was a bad call on him. Like nobody can tell me that was not intentional. I don't care who it is. You can bring on God. You can bring on whoever. that was definitely intentional. Maybe he didn't mean to that to be the result, but for a thing that you can hit somebody, anything could be a result of that.
Result, yeah.
Like
Mm.
that was definitely intentional. My thing is, if Isaiah wanted to fight, he should have swing LeBron head from the jump. For anything, for anything he realized that that's what happened. You know,
Yeah.
and I to a certain extent I think it might have been because he didn't realize that the impact like
Blood.
only after
Yeah.
the blood started gushing out he faced something. That's when he really started to get heated. Uh, it wasn't really a good look on his part because it's like the whole scene done gone. LeBron all the way over the other side of the court. A bunch of people from the court now, and he licking on people like those bowling pins, running through assistant coaches and the referees and all sorts of people. That it took a whole army to get he to cool up himself. Like that ain't really a good look, truthfully. I
Yeah.
agree with the suspensions that they give out. I feel like LeBron could have probably hold two if anything, but it wasn't too unfair. A suspended game for LeBron, two suspended games for him because
He
I
went
think
overboard.
he went
basically.
overboard
Yeah.
basically with it. Um, Even though he was not, he was not the instigator of the situation. LeBron clearly
Mhm.
was.
I don't see how he went overboard with it. To me, I think if somebody bust you, in a you playing a friendly game of basketball or so, and somebody bust you or whatever, and you got so much blood gushing for you, like,
Yeah.
I don't see it as an overreaction.
In terms of professionalism, is
And ain't
overboard.
professional at that point, man. You hate bus,
Right,
you hate
but
bus, and you still gonna be
right, but
professional.
you're an NBA player. Them can still look
No,
at
it's
you
man.
to.
He's a man.
That's
Teammate.
understandable. Use human. Look, everybody understand it. We understand what he act the way he act. But in terms of the look, being a NBA representative, a professional basketball player, it's not a good look in that bracket, right?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Like,
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
man, somebody was your head, you
Yeah.
can act out, right?
It is.
And as we say, he should have
The
swing. He should have swing LeBron head there and then for the time it
And
happened
when he
because
was
you could
probably a
have.
shock at that point.
Yeah, true. Because it's like, but when you watch the replay, you could see LeBron literally turn around, and look at this man, and clap
Yeah.
my head. It's like, come on, LeBron, like you got to be better than that. Like you should be you have been a role model for, for being a professional, and you can let somebody frustrate like that, a
Yeah.
20-year-old. Come on, man.
Put a
Like,
team in his name too.
yeah, like, you gotta be better than that. And they
I
play.
know it. But like, well, Romar played basketball for 19. You didn't
Yeah.
19, right? You still got 87 games in the season, and you got playoffs. So you play over 100 games. I think there's one incident that we really get from LeBron after 1,000+
Yeah.
basketball games.
Yeah.
Come on. Every single game over 1,000 basketball games, he was worth it. I don't think.
Right.
I don't think he should have done that, but he allowed to make a mistake as well.
Yeah, true. But I mean, like, I feel like we've gone through things with men like blowing in his ears and all sorts of things. Draymond Green kicking his balls and all sorts of things. Like why not retaliate then? Why retaliate to this specific instance? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a whole bunch of foolishness, a
As
whole
a
bunch of
built-up.
idiots he play against.
But I think it's not the idiots he play against, it's the idiots he play with. No, because he's frustrated with everybody that he play with.
I was just going to say that this might be the reason why he actually act out because things on his end ain't going
Yeah,
well
fair
with
enough.
Lakers and everything. He probably frustrated, stressed out, and all that kind of stuff, trying to get Lakers back up on top. But to add to that little stress note that he got, he probably like, yo, come on, bro, I ain't ready about it.
Yeah.
Pow!
Yeah, so like, I just think it was the league kind of fair suspensions. I think that already blew over. Like nobody even really talking about that right now no more. It already blew over. LeBron went on and win a game for the Lakers. Isaiah Stewart gonna play some more bad basketball with Detroit. Tussling in the trenches of the Eastern Conference standings. Get number one or another number something pick next year and. All is all, but the boys don't really want to fight like that. Truthfully, in the NBA, Anthony Edwards said the other day, but they're really trying to fight like that. So I mean, even if he, as I say, he was just hot headed in that moment. Even with all of that, still ain't gonna fight LeBron. I don't know who you would pick to win that fight though. Thinking about it, talking about it.
Stewart.
Yeah, apparently he was a boxer. Apparently he was a boxer before. so he got a little combat experience.
It's yeah. I think Australia, like, he had more emotion in it.
Yeah, yeah, true.
I think LeBron was just a little bit
Yeah, I feel like LeBron.
cool.
Yeah, if LeBron was there, I feel like LeBron would have hit that bear hug, and try to get he
Yeah,
to calm down. But
I think he would have cried LeBron to quit on.
I know about that because sometimes when you're emotional, your combative judgment they
yeah,
get clouded.
right.
And we see this in MMA, we see this in boxing. You can't go in a fight being so emotional over the
Too
other
emotional.
opponent,
Yeah.
otherwise you would get clocked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but you see-
know.
But you think it's that's a boy like although LeBron he had frustrated moment, whatever, he was generally cool in the situation. But he come with all this. I ain't got adrenaline or all that. I mean, just catch you off guard.
And then
For that first 5 seconds or so.
he,
That's
when he
all.
take a
5
punch.
seconds. It don't take
Exactly.
5 seconds. I don't
that's
think it takes 5 seconds.
Yeah,
But-
but all he needs is one punch to catch you off guard, and that's it. We grow.
I don't think LeBron could be out there dodging boat like a,
Yeah.
Well, you never know. He spent a lot of money on his body, so martial arts might be part of that too. So
Mom might be a secret black belt.
yeah,
you don't even know.
exactly. He's training with all these Navy SEAL men and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
So you never know.
We got shoulder Russ though, because Russ was running in.
That was the weakest. That was the weakest. That was the weakest square I ever see in my life. Like the man has like, what is this?
Elbows up.
And then like, what do you have? What is this, Russ? Russ is gonna get clapped. Anybody would clap Russ. And he got the man holding him back. Like that looks so telegraph. He was like, "Yo, hold me back."
Hold me down, dog.
Like, come on, Russ. Do better, man. Do better.
You should just stay out.
Better. It's true.
Just stay out. Alright. We can transition to the predictions for this week. We got another top game. So last week the top game was Bulls and Heat. Now we got Suns and Warriors. The matchup that Rayvon was probably
boy.
waiting for.
Yeah.
And this gonna be a close game. We got Curry versus Chris Paul, and I honestly leaning towards the Suns, but upset on Golden State, but this is another one of them type of 50-50 games where it could go either way. You never know. Like, if you make a choice on one side, you gotta hope for the other side to, I guess, fulfill what you want to happen in that matchup. So I want the Suns to win. This is all based on just wants right now.
That's cool.
I want the Suns to win, so I can go with the Suns. And I hope Chris Paul and Devin Booker could really tee up and do good on the night, Tuesday.
Yeah.
So Suns is my pick.
I think I can go with the Suns too, truthfully. I feel like they got a lot of big bodies throughout the Warriors that are pretty skilled too. They got DeAndre Ayton. They got JaVale McGee.
Good matchups.
I think exactly. Two good matches. I mean, they're not like super like transcendent
Physical?
centers
Okay.
like Embiid or anything like that. But I feel like they would got him occupied enough, especially DeAndre Ayton. But the thing about that is, like, I feel like DeAndre Ayton is get a little frustrated with physicality too, and I know Draymond can be physical. But I feel like the Suns have been informed. They got the personnel to guard Steph Curry too to a certain extent. They got Mikal Bridges out there. He could lock down on defense. They got, I mean, not really Jay Crowder, but Jay Crowder could be that Swiss Army knife between Draymond and Wiggins. They got some good defenders to kind of slow down the Warriors' offense. Truthfully, Steph Curry will have to have another big night, 40 plus points. I don't feel safe going against the Warriors because truthfully that has been a fearful pick for the whole season. But I can go with the Suns. They're on a roll.
I mean, both teams on a roll, but somebody got to lose.
Yeah, and I
So,
think the Suns can keep it rolling come Tuesday night.
How about wait?
Should,
How about defense though? Because I think Warriors got a pretty good
Yeah, yeah, they
defense,
do. And
especially with Draymond Green
yeah,
leading that defensive side for Golden State. I think yeah, that's tough. Anyways, I already paid the Suns. Go ahead.
yeah. So I think the feel good factor with the Warriors.
yeah, for that.
Against the
I
green. Oh, I
Yeah,
knew it.
but no, but I can't
nah.
like this one. I
Ain't-
can't. This
Yeah,
one I
yeah.
die against the green. I feel like this one
Mhm.
is a fair
There's
judgment
a
of what's
there's
going
a
on.
pick 'em.
And at some point, the street got to end though. And if
Yeah.
there's anybody that could end the street is the Warriors right now. So,
Yeah.
Mhm.
but I can stick with the Suns as my pick truthfully because I
Yep.
feel like they should go a little edge in terms of personnel to edge out the Warriors.
Mhm. A close game
Warriors
though.
got it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Warriors will win by. Nah, too close score. I apologize. I played that for myself.
A 2 pointer.
But I do see Devin Booker and Steph going bucket for bucket. But the thing is, Devin Booker is going to win that battle because he can also get twos. He can get jumping for the two range,
Mhm.
whereas Steph can go more three.
Mhm.
But I think Draymond will be a more pivotal role that we think, and I think Jordan Poole will have a pretty decent night. Yeah, seeing it.
All right, cool.
So there you have it, peoples. Suns on Rayvon and myself, and Golden State for Cody. The next matchup we got is Hawks and Sixers. Another fair matchup. I can go with the Hawks though, to be honest. I like how Trae Young playing right now. I like his pair up with Collins.
Yeah.
So far they've been finding something special there that I think would work on the night. So I can go with the Hawks on this one. Cody, you going with it, brother?
Yeah. You know you're going to Hawks, but never go against me, boy Trae Young. Regardless, like he could be playing LeBron, he could be playing, he can play me anybody. They go Trae Young all day.
Um, this one is a little tough for me too, sorta, because I feel like the Hawks got the personnel too. Again, there's another personnel thing. They got the personnel to match up with Embiid. Clint Capella's usually do a pretty good job on Embiid to a certain extent, but I watched the Timberwolves and the Sixers last night, and Embiid was just getting full call after full call after full call after full call. And if the Hawks end up in that situation, I I don't know. I don't know if they'll be able to overcome the prowess of Embiid, but on top of that, I I got a slight skepticism against Embiid again because he just come back from COVID too. Even though he played a double overtime last night, scored 47 points, I still feel he probably trying to find legs back and what's not. And this may be, I feel like they got a more dominant defensive center on the Hawks that may be able to slow him down. And the rest of the team ain't really doing that great right now too. So unfortunately, I'm trying to follow on it, but logically, I think it makes sense to be the Hawks given the form that they was in for the past week and them other factors too.
I think it's like even so, I think Embiid is only really threat from the offense, specifically Sixers. So I mean, like if he got off night, he doesn't even need to have off night. But if he got a regular night, he has to contribute.
Yeah,
I think the Hawks got it.
yeah.
I think these predictions are very well thought out predictions for this week coming up.
Yeah.
Peoples, if you're watching, be sure to give us your predictions. Follow us on Instagram at Hastro Bros. We'll definitely let you to get into this, but yeah, I think these are very good matchups for this week. Anything else on basketball?
No, I know the Clippers and the Warriors playing right now. Let me check in on the score. So we got Steph with 15 points. Marcus Morris, I did he come back on the floor. I didn't even know that he got back playing. Marcus Morris leading the way for the Clippers. Paul George has been in that MVP type form. I guess they're kind of overly reliant on him to perform for them, truthfully. But
Right.
their real X factor is Reggie Jackson. Once Reggie Jackson plays good, the Clippers is always win. But a close match right now, 53-44, a couple minutes into the third quarter, and the Warriors seem to be in a prime position to win. Truthfully, they win two out of the three quarters so far, or well, winning the third quarter so far. Yeah, that's basically it. The rest of the team, Steph Curry is the only boy that really scoring efficiently right now. The rest of the team kind of struggling. But I think the Warriors will probably win this one more than lately. More than lately. I don't see the Clippers getting that contribution from from anybody else right now. I don't know if Reggie Jackson injured because he only played 10 minutes so far. Like I ain't sure what's going on there, and he didn't score a point, so he might get injured or something. So, but outside of that, nothing else from basketball. Another key matchup that we could look up for next week. We don't really got a tally yet, but I feel it should be an interesting one. Given the standings and what's not, I think the Bucks are right below or above the Hornets in the standings. I mean, my gut would go with the Bucks to win the game, but the Hornets have been playing pretty good. They've been shooting lights out from three. LaMelo Ball has been excellent. Truthfully, like this,
them boys could shoot though.
yeah, them boys hitting from three. They've got probably be like the best 3-point team right now, or in terms of are making the most threes right now in the league. But they really found a groove after a couple like 2 weeks back we had them on our not so hot list, and they would have gone on a losing streak, but they find a way to pick it back up, and it's fun basketball to watch. Truthfully, the Hornets basketball, the commentators are sporty, extremely sporty, so you can watch it for that too. But yeah, that's all.
I know we haven't talked a lot about Celtics, but you got any updates on the Celtics?
Not really. Jason Tatum
was
was in a little groove for a minute. I don't know what. They gotta find a balance somehow. They're playing at 7 o'clock tonight in an hour or so against the Raptors, but they found a way to get back to 500 on the season, so that's pretty good. But they still don't seem like they have the. I feel that to a certain extent they have the capability to be better, but they need to figure out their offense. The defense haven't been totally atrocious. I'm pretty sure they're top 5 or 10 in defense right now. But the offense has just been stagnant. It has been Jason Tatum ISO. There's just an isolated 1-on-1, bam bam bam. And if his shot is hitting, then they'll probably win. But if it's not, then it's like, all right, what else we can do here, And Jaylen Brown has been in and out with a number of issues for the season so far. He hasn't really gone to have any consistent playing time. Truthfully, I think he came out maybe about last week or so, but they need to still figure out the offense. Truthfully, I don't know was the issues with them, or I don't know what they could try. They could probably trade somebody and try to get somebody else, but then them don't even got a good bench. They don't got a deep bench, so it's like when they go train to get somebody else better, it can be dependent on those 3 players, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and whoever the next person will be, and the bench can be even more shallow, and you need a good bench to survive, especially regular season. So they're still in a tough spot. I guess I think it's just predicated on Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown carrying them. We'll see how well that cohesion goes about.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. We can transition into other sports. We're gonna talk boxing first. It was an exciting fight in the lightweight division between Teofimo Lopez and George Camboso Jr. The guy from Australia. It was fireworks. Even in the press conference and stuff leading up to the fight, it was fireworks. Both guys were heated. I don't know, man. This was a war. Cody, you got any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I was not expecting that good of a fight coming from Teofimo Lopez and Campos. I really was thinking that it would last 5 rounds the most because Lopez just has that power, and I didn't think Campos would have the wherewithal to really withstand it, and then last 12 rounds with him.
Mm-hmm.
That shot the hell out of me, man. And he was able to
chin, boy.
Yeah. And he was able to drop Lopez in the first, which that really shook me and shook most of the boxing fans that we would normally interact with on Twitter as well. Good lord, that was a war, man. So, combat sport, combat sports fans have really been spoiled over the last couple of weeks, man. No cap.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was crazy watching it because, the guy from Australia, George, like, obviously he's not in the limelight as much as Teofimo Lopez, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that he went through a lot leading up to this fight in the months prior It's been crazy that he's been in the trenches, so he says, and he's been working hard. And he said that he come to take the belts, and that's exactly what he did on the night. It was a close fight, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like Teofimo was a pushover or anything, but I don't know, man. George came, said he was gonna take the belts. He said he was gonna take all of them. Took all of them, and he's a happy man this weekend.
So you agree with the scorecards though? You had George winning.
For the split decision, I don't think it was fair. Like that 3-point split decision, I don't think that was fair. I actually thought that Theo would have won because he had landed more clean shots instead of the clinches and stuff like that throughout the fight, right? George has been using his left hand, giving him hooks and stuff like that, like counter punches. But I probably would have given it to Teofimo, and if it was supposed to go George's way, it'd probably be like a 1-point split or something like that. But I feel like a draw would have been the best way to go. But the upset is always good for boxing because then, it's going to encourage more fighters to get up top and have a crack at the title.
So rematch itself.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think if Ryan Garcia will probably next for George, hoping, because I really want to see Ryan Garcia back in the ring. So we're hoping for that a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if Javante will come down or if he's going to keep going up in weight or whatever, but yeah, definitely some opportunity now to get those belts spread. I guess we have to wait and see.
Hopefully the boxing commissions do not mess this up. Come on.
Hopefully, but you know how it goes sometimes. It could get pretty hectic and stuff like that. All right, people, so we can talk about F1. We got a nice fixture coming up in Saudi Arabia. The fight continues between Lewis Hamilton and your boy Max Verstappen, number 33 against number 44. Who is going to get the upper hand? I don't know, people, but tune into that for the entire weekend from Friday practice into Saturday qualifying all the way to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix on Sunday. Don't miss it, people.
This is second last race, right?
Second last race. Points could be tied or Max could be left leading by 1 point. Also, if things go bad for Max, and when I say bad, real bad, Lewis could definitely take the lead, and it's going to be hard beating Lewis in the last race. So I don't know. And you also have that Constructors' Championship battle going on with Red Bull and Mercedes, McLaren and Ferrari. I don't think McLaren's going to catch Ferrari if Ferrari does well these last two races. So that's going to be interesting as well. And you have something?
Yes. Yeah. Well, all right. You finish. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be interesting. Also, the fight between Alpine Renault and AlphaTauri Honda is going to be interesting as well. So some good battles in there, and yeah, I'm excited for this weekend, definitely for F1. You can go ahead, Cody.
Yeah, so just this fresh from the Warriors is assigning Clay Thompson and the center James Wiseman to the G League affiliate to get some basketball minutes.
Oh, yeah,
so hopefully we'll be seeing Clay Thompson in December for Christmas.
Yeah,
Praise that's the best Christmas gift you can give me.
Yeah, boy, people can love it. And I see a video the other day, the man had looked so like the game had done, and the man was still sitting on the bench, and the man just had the towel over here, like I can't wait to get back to play. Yeah, it was kind of touching to see.
We soon get our Clay Thompson.
Yeah, man.
All right. Sorry for the interruption, but that was fresh.
No. Bring it, man. Bring it. I don't mind it at all. Next in news, we got football. We know last week Man U's manager got sacked, and well deserved sack for him, because it's showing right now that Man U, with the caliber players that they have on the team, could definitely do a much better job than they've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So they faced title contending leaders Chelsea this weekend. A boring game today. nothing really crazy. There was just one shot that I thought was very impressive. Good job to David De Gea for getting his fingers on it. Ended up hitting the post and what's not. But that was a decent strike. Made for interesting football. But other than that, the end was pretty tight throughout. Honestly, Man, you could have won, but penalties always 50-50 type situation, and Chelsea was able to converge. Any thoughts on that, Cody?
Yeah, Man U didn't come to play today as far as I can see. But 10 men behind the ball. And we get lucky with missed control by Jorginho.
Yeah.
And there was no defenders after that, so it was just two on one against the goalkeeper. So
easy finish for Sancho.
Easy finish, yeah. But to me, Chelsea got pretty toothless today too, because they just didn't have that final pass to really get the ball in the back of the net. But Chelsea dominated proceedings, and you could see it in terms of the number of corners versus Man U. I think at 80 minutes or so, Chelsea had 15 corners as opposed to Man U's one. So you really see where the ball was the majority of the time.
Yeah. Super defensive, huh?
Yeah.
Men build that wall.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really what it means for the title race, because now Chelsea will now be on 30 points. I think Man City will be on 28, and then Liverpool on 20. Sorry, Man City will be on 29, and then Liverpool on 28.
Ooh, that's
so now it
close.
comes very close. So now,
but it's still pretty early though.
13 games into the season, yeah, pretty cool, pretty early, but things beginning to really shape up now. So we really want to see who the real
teams getting into the stride and everything.
Yeah. So we're really seeing who's really supposed to be in real positions.
So and plus, Man U too will obviously have a better future, I would guess, or a more hopeful future, because can't really say better at this point. Just a more hopeful future for them. Anything else? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say anything right now besides losing is better for them. So
snatch up the 1 point.
Yeah, snatch the 1 point. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, you.
So before you go on from that, did they made any leave here and kind of identify like who they think could or who is replacing the manager?
Yeah. So a guy from Russia, can't remember the name, but Ralph. I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah. Russian
Ralph
name.
R. Yeah, Ralph R. No, don't take it.
Bitch.
So
just say bitch and we get it.
So he's gonna be the interim coach for the next 6 months, but no, he's currently working for a contract beyond that, where he's going to be more of a consultant, like sports director type of role for 2 years onward. So they currently have a caretaker manager, moving to an interim manager, then to just go and find a full-time manager.
Which is weird.
I don't know how much sense it makes, but it's not just.
So why not just hire him, man? If he okay, whatever.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, like, they'll probably be trying to get the best fit for the team. So they probably just got policy where they, like, if a situation like this happens, this is the steps that they're willing to take or have to take in order to find a competent manager.
It's such an unusual.
Because don't forget, some of these things be financial too. A little political sometimes, but these things financial, like they had to pay out the past manager, right?
And that title,
millions.
That title that person coming on, it probably don't hold as much weight in terms of financial value as actually giving the person the head
title.
honcho job. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Plus, two of them things work off with contracts, right? So when you got a contract, let's say the guy will probably agree to, let's say, coach for 5 years, like on a 5-year contract. Let's say, for example, if he don't do a good job within the first few years, and it's because they chose poorly, looking back on things, then them got to pay he out too, right?
Yeah.
So that's even more money lost. So I think taking in the necessary steps from a business perspective is not a bad idea.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't have anything else in sports, people. I don't know if you guys have anything that stood out to you this week.
Not
anything,
well,
anything coming up in MMA?
Yeah. So I got two points to make. Not UFC. The fighters themselves would announce Robert Whittaker versus the other Adesanya for the middleweight belt in 11 weeks. So that's something that is going to be hotly contested and something that we were looking out for. And then Islam Makhachev, Stefan, who we had on the show a couple of weeks ago. I was telling him that this is a matchup to make. He wasn't sure about it, but the UFC are making it. So once again, proven right.
Or you could got
They
you
be listening, man.
you could got
They be listening.
you title as the UFC Dan Dada, the UFC boss.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, they're making it match up. So I'm looking forward to that. But I just look for more the improvement rate more. I think that's more important.
Drop the sauce, man.
So,
I don't know if any of our viewers follow motocross racing or supercross racing. This is dirt bike racing. That's coming up pretty soon, early January. First week in January is going to be the first round. Anaheim round 1. It's going to be exciting. We got a couple of riders that switch teams. It's been quite a switcheroo going on there. Eli Tomac racing for Star Racing Yamaha. We got Malcolm Stewart on Rockstar Energy Racing, Husqvarna, representing African people. So hopefully he does well, because I think he finished 5th or something like that last season, which is pretty good, and he's getting up there. So hopefully he can get more podiums. Got his first podium in the final race of the last season, and he's on a nice contract now for 2 years or so, where he'll be racing both indoors supercross and outdoors motocross for the next 2 years. So definitely happy to see him get a nice deal. Jason Anderson, who's been previously who's been on Rockstar Racing. I forgot the team name now, but he's been racing with Husqvarna, and he's gone to Kawasaki, Monster Energy Kawasaki. So those 3, I guess, guys just swap, I guess, in a little triangle circle there, right? And it's going to be an exciting season for sure. Still got Ken Rotson, who's going to be on it. Cooper Webb, never count him out. He's racing for KTM. He's going to be on it as well, defending his title. And I think there's going to be some close racing, so definitely looking out for that.
Yeah.
But that's been it for this episode, people. Thank you so much for joining us. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys again, just chopping it up. Today was an NBA special, it was good. So that's all good. Don't forget, people, to leave a like on the video. Also subscribe to the channel so that you'll see every time we go live and every time we upload a video, even if it's a snippet of the live. That's been exciting. Also, leave comments down below. Let us know if you like the show. Let us know what you would like to see in the show. That's always appreciated. And yeah, share the fun with your friends, man. It's always a fun time with you guys. So, peoples, thank you so very much for tuning in. And Astro Bros, will see you later.